Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So far we have covered what are analytical functions and what are different categories of analytical functions and how to use them practically. Okay, so if you have not checked those videos yet, you can go to my playlist and you can just go through those videos and then you can start watching this particular session. So in today's session, we are going to cover one of the interview question, which is how to find cumulative sum of salary or how to calculate the running total. You might have faced this in interviews as well. So let me just take you to the data set and what is our expected output. Okay, so this is the data set in which these are the existing column of my table called employee, and this data set is sorted on the basis of department number. On the basis of department number, we have created different window. Okay, and on the basis of window, for each window we are calculating the cumulative sum of salary. Now what is cumulative sum of salary? So cumulative sum of salary is like if we have records like, let's say I'm considering it A, B, C, D. What would be my cumulative sum? Consider these are numeric columns, so that is just for our understanding purpose. So for this current row, we don't have any other row. It will come as A, this amount. Okay, when it will calculate the second row, it will add it to the previous row. Then A plus B plus C and A plus B plus C plus D and so on. Okay, so how this will calculate the cumulative sum for this window is 1300, then 1300 plus 2450, which is 3750. Then 3750 will become my input, this plus 5000, which is 8750. Okay, so we have calculated cumulative salary for this window. Now moving to next window, which is for department number 20. First input is 800 is coming here, then 800 A plus B, which is 800 plus 1100, 1900, then 1900 plus 3000, 4900, 4900 plus 3000, 7900, 7900 plus 6000, 13900 and so on. So this is how we calculate the cumulative sum of salary. Okay, so let's try to write our SQL query and see how this will be calculated using analytical function. So we have this data set. These are the existing columns. So we will try different things while calculating the cumulative sum of salary and while getting the expected output, and then we will see how these analytical functions are working. Okay, so let's, because I want sum of salary, so I would need to use the sum function, sum of salary, and for the analytical version of sum I need to use over clause. Okay, let's just keep it blank and I'll give it a name as total salary. Let's try to execute this and see what we will get. So it is giving me, because we are skipping everything, we are not telling the database engine that I want to partition my data. Instead, I am telling the database engine that I want sum of salary without any boundaries, right? I'm not partitioning my data. I'm not telling anything to my database engine. So that's the reason it is considering all the rows as a single window. And the sum of all the rows is 264150, and that's what is coming here, 264150, and it is associating with each and every record. Okay, so this is not our expected output. I want my result to be associated department wise. Okay, so what next we will do, we'll keep this column for our understanding purpose. That means we want total salary department wise. I'll keep the partition by clause here. Partition by department number, total salary department wise. Let's try to execute this and check our second column, which is total salary department wise. Did we get the expected output? No. It has partitioned our data, but still we are getting the total sum of salary in that particular window. Okay, so let me just try to copy this data set also, and we will see the difference. So what is happening here? Just a moment. Okay, what it is doing, it is calculating the total sum of salary for each window. So for the first window, the sum is 8750. 8750 is associated with each and every record of this window. Similarly, for second window, 54900 is associated with each and every record of this window, right? That's not our expected output. We want the running total. So what we need to do, let's try one more thing here. Sum of salary over, this time I'll give partition by along with order by salary. This is total salary department wise. Let's say keep it a name as total ordered salary department wise. Let's try to execute this. Do you think we have got the same result here? Let's just copy this column. We'll try to compare this column with our cumulative sum department wise column. Okay, so we have got 1300, yes, 3750, yes, 8750, yes. So this result set is same for the first window. Now let's check the second window, which is for department number 20. We have 800, yes, 800 plus 1100, 1900. That is also correct. 1900 plus 3000, 4900, but for our result set it is showing 7900. For the next data set it's correct, 7900, and for rest of the records it's calculating this value correctly, right? So just think about it, why this is happening, why this is calculating different values for these records. Why for this record we are getting 7900 as a written value instead of 4900. Now let me just tell you the reason why this is happening. When we add order by salary, when we add order by salary clause, what order by salary clause will tell the database engine? Okay, order by salary clause will tell the database engine that consider all the inputs as a range of values, and we already know that when we add order by clause in our analytical function, by default it also uses window clause. Okay, so which window clause is default here? So default window clause is range between unbounded, preceding and current row. Okay, so this is telling the database engine, let me just copy it here and use it in the same function just to show you that we will get the same result if we use it. So if we use it or not, by default it will be using this window clause as, I'm giving it as temp salary for now, and let's try to execute this. So we have got the same result. If you see, this time also it is calculating 7900. So that means internally this particular statement, sum of salary over partition by department number, order by salary clause is by default using range between unbounded, preceding and current row. That means it is working on the basis of range of value, and when analytical function works on the range of value, it will consider this 3000 as a single range. And that's the reason when it is coming here, it is considering two records, not a single record, while calculating this particular row. So when my cursor will come here, it will consider this record also, because we have the same range, same value in this range, 3000. Okay, now what is the solution for this? Basically, we want to calculate, while calculating the current row, we want to consider all previous row and current row, not the next row, even if it is same, right? So that's what is happening here. So to consider all the previous rows and current row, what we need to do, instead of working on the range, I want to work on the rows. Okay, so I would simply change, instead of range, just work on rows. Okay, let's try to execute this now. Total order salary department wise. This is my final cumulative salary. Let's try to execute this. So if you see, this time we have got the expected output. This is calculating as 4900, 7900. Let me just copy this result to the spreadsheet so that you'll be able to understand clearly what is happening. So these both the columns are same now. We have got the expected output. This time now it is calculating on the basis of rows, not on the basis of range, right? So when the cursor will come here, this will consider all the previous rows plus current row. When the cursor will come here, it will consider all the previous rows plus current row, instead of working on the basis of range. So that's why we have got the correct output in this case. So what all the things we have tried here, we tried with sum of salary over clause without any partition by or order by, right? So it is considering all the rows as a single row, single window, and that's the reason it is giving the total sum of salary without any partition, because it will consider the entire data set as a single window. That's the reason it is populating the total sum of salary for each and every record. What is happening in the second statement, which is sum of salary over partition by department number, we are telling the database engine that get the sum of salary, but this time divide the data based on the department number. And that's the reason we are getting here the total sum of salary in department number 10, which is getting associated with each and every record of department number 10, and so on. What is happening in the third sum of salary over partition by department number, order by salary? I'm telling the database engine that this time you order it by salary, and whenever the database engine will find, Oracle engine will find that we are using order by salary, by default it will make use of a window clause also, and which is the default window clause, this one, range between unbounded preceding and current row. And that's the reason it is calculating on the basis of range. Okay, but here also we had the problem. What is the problem? The moment it will find the same range, same value, it will consider that record also. So while calculating this record, it is considering the range, and what is the end range is 3000 for this record. 3000 is ending here. That's the reason while calculating this value, it is considering this record also. That's why it is coming 7900, 7900 for both, right? We fix this problem because we now know that this is the default behavior when we use order by salary. Okay, so we need to tell the database engine that don't go for range wise, consider each record as a row. Okay, so we are telling the database engine that consider all the previous rows between unbounded preceding. So what is the meaning of rows between unbounded preceding? Means consider all the previous rows and current row, don't go any further. When the cursor will move here, it will check for all the previous row and the current row. Cursor will not go here and check that we have the same value, because now instead of range we are working on the basis of rows, and that's how we have got the same result, our expected output. So this would be our final query to calculate cumulative sum of salary. Okay, let's try one more thing. We have department number in our table, and let's say I'm selecting employee. Let's say I want to get the the total number of employees working in each of the department. What I need to do, I would simply use the count asterisk as total employee in that department. As I'm using aggregate function, I need to give group by. Group by DPT number. Let's try to execute this. Oh, I forgot to give from clause. So it has given me, let me just order it by. If I'm giving order by 1, that means I am giving order by department number. That is my first column in my select. Okay, so it is giving me the total number of employees working in each of the departments. So in department number 10 we have 3 employees, 20 we have 7 employees, 30 we have 3 employees, 40 we have 3 employees. What I want is I want the cumulative sum of employees now. Okay, so let me just show you what is my expected output. Okay, so far I have got this result. I want one more column as cumulative employee total department wise, which will give me cumulative sum. So the first record is 3 employees in department number 10, then 7 employees in department number 20. Total employees are 10 for department number 10 and 20. Then 10 plus 3, 13, 13 plus 3, 16. Okay, so the same thing which we have applied here, in this case we need to apply it here now. Okay, so we have got this result. What we need to do, this will become my input in this case. Okay, so what I would need to do, same thing I need to perform here also. I want, instead of sum, this time I want count and sum of the count. I want to basically, each time I'll go to my cursor will move to the next position. I want to sum these records. Then the cursor will move to the third position. I want to sum these 3 records. Cursor will move to the last position. I want to sum all the records. Okay, let's just try to apply here. So inside sum, I would be passing this count asterisk, which is this value. Then I need to tell the database engine that this is analytical version of my aggregate function called count. Right? Over. Do I need to supply anything? Do I need to supply anything in the over clause? Let's just try to execute it as it is for now. What it has done, it has considered all the records as a single window. 7 plus 3, 10 plus 3, 13 plus 3, 16. That's how it is. That is our expected output. No, we want cumulative sum of employees, cumulative count of employees, right? So I need to supply here. If I do order by, let's say, department number, will I get the correct result? Let's try to execute. 3 plus 7, 10, 10 plus 3, 13, 13 plus 3, 16. So now we have got the cumulative total employees in each of the department, and that's what is our expected output. 3, 10, 13, 16. Now here you can ask that, we have the total employee. This is my input in this case, right? So here also, so this is my input in this case, but here also the values are getting repeated. We have 3 employees, 3 employees, 3 employees. Then why this order by department number is not treating them same? By default it will be using this range between unbounded preceding and current row, right? But why this order by is not considering all the rows while calculating this? The reason is here, instead of total employees, instead of this count asterisk, I am passing here department number, which is already unique. Okay, if I pass the count asterisk here, so order by this value, this will consider it as a range between unbounded preceding and current row. Here also it is considering range between unbounded preceding and current row, but we are passing order by department number, which is already unique, and that's why the cumulative count is coming correctly. Now let's try to execute this. I'll just give it as TEMP column. You see 9, 16, 9, 9. So how it is working? Cursor will come to the first position, 3. Okay, 3. What all records are having 3 as a value? 3, 3, 3. So this is coming in range, right? 3, 3, 3, which is 9. Cursor will move here to the 7. Okay, till 7, what all values are coming? Okay, so 1 to 7, what values we have in this column? All the values, right? 3 is less than 7, 3 is less than 7, 3 is less than 7. That's why it is treating all the values. 7 plus 3, 10, 3, 13, 3, 16. Okay, now the cursor will come here. Now end range has become 3. Okay, but all the values which are coming as 3 here in this input column will be considered here. That's why it is coming as 9. Similarly, for the last record, my end range is 3, and all the values, all the same values or less than 3, whichever the values we have less than 3 will be calculated in this case, and that's why it is coming as 9 here. Okay, so that's all in this session. So what I will do, I will just paste both the solutions, whatever we have discussed, in the video description link, and you can try these things from your end also. And if you have any questions, any problem while solving this particular problem, this particular scenario, just put your comment in the comment section, and I will try to solve your problems basically. Okay, thanks for watching my channel, and do like, share and subscribe to the channel to get more updates. Thank you.